welcome to the final show before we're at the city's limit. Los Angeles, we are bound this Sunday, but before that, we've got a 6-match card. We've got rivalries ending, exploding in front of us, as well as number one contenders crowned. Let's get into the action already, because this is going to be hype and epic. Well, we're underway here on Breakdown as the Wub Wubs begin. Action is soon to follow.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making her way to the ring, representing Damage Control from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky.
Sky, ready to compete tonight in a arguably stacked card, filled to the brim with talent. And well, our opener triple threat match certainly exuberates, oozes talent in this one. We also have an epic main event to come as well later on tonight, which I'd rather not spoil, but it is touted to be massive. But before we get to that, obviously, our opener, a triple threat match in the women's division, where, well, things are about to get a little bit phenomenal.
And her opponents, first, from Melbourne, Australia, Emma.
All eyes on her. It's all about her. It's Emma. Competing in the ring. Emma, also known as Tennille Dashwood, bringing an aura of confidence as she makes her way to the ring to compete against Io Sky and one other woman in this triple threat match. Io, we've seen week in, week out, come into matches and put on an epic showing. That Koji clutch of hers becoming a prolific weapon. As for Emma, making her debut here tonight on Breakdown. And yes, as she points to herself, she's letting everyone know, all eyes on her. As we find out, opponent number 3, it's all back muscle, all power. It's Raquel Rodriguez.
And from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, very much trying to make a name for herself here. Arguably one of her first matches here on Breakdown. The big muscle really stepping into a spotlight when you have Io Sky in the ring with you as one of your first opponents. You're in small company. You're in there with a main event talent. Sky looking to prove why she deserves to be in the title picture in that hunt. These two other combatants in Emma and Raquel looking to just forge a path for themselves, ignite a fire in the women's division here on Breakdown. As the bell rang, we're underway. Io Sky watching on as Emma and Raquel start off. A backslide here from Io, capitalizing on Emma being unaware of where Sky's position is. We're seeing early that these women are picking their spots. Nice back fist there from Emma, but she's caught by Raquel in the follow-up as Raquel lifts her up and just drops her down. Now Io takes over, striking through on Rodriguez. And Sky, keeping the pressure on, takes out the legs and comes through with a stomp to the chest. The first weapon picked up here by Emma. Kendo stick, but not brought into the ring as Io up through, hits both of them with a drop kick. And is into the pin, but Emma's right there. She should be able to break this up. Does manage to do so. And only a 1 count comes through off of that second pinfall attempt of the match. Expect probably some tag team offense maybe to come out here from the Stars. Oh, nice spine buster there from Rodriguez. Io gonna no-sell it and get back up. But let's be honest, Sky now picks up a weapon. Maybe it's a game changer. Maybe it's the plain leveler as a drop kick from Emma. Certainly levels the playing field in this match as Sky gets dropped and given a bit of taste of her own medicine thanks to Emma's offense. Io now helping Emma really stave off that offense from Rodriguez. Comes through, nice vertical suplex. Sends Emma down, but we're in the early going, so offense is being shrugged off very early on. Nice maneuver there from Emma, forcing Io's head onto that kendo stick, but Emma's going to be dropped in a moment. Falls to the mat from a high elevation. And another kendo stick in. A big double-handed chokeslam from Rodriguez drops Emma, and Io's trying to capitalize using that kendo stick to get a 2 count here in the early going. Nice neck breaker from Emma, capitalizing on the space that Io bought for herself to then come through, and now Rodriguez has a weapon, and she is cracking it across the skull of her combatants. Pinfall attempt on Io gets a 1 count. And that's all that it's good for. Emma now coming through. Knee to the body and then an axe kick. Drops Rodriguez and now goes for that crossbody. Forces Io into an awkward situation. Sky sends Emma to the corner. Taunting here, Rodriguez. Gonna capitalize. Hooks up Io. Up on the shoulders, and she's going for a ride. The knee cracking into the temple. Sky's planted down, maybe out for the count. Rodriguez sends Emma running. Back elbow. Drops her to the mat as a follow-up with the elbow drops. Io's biding her time, looking to strike, manages to do so, takes out the leg of Rodriguez. Raquel's in trouble here. Io, Shote, dropping Rodriguez. Emma's watching on as Io heads up top. In the drop zone sits Rodriguez. The over the moonsault misses. And now Rodriguez gets capitalized, takes out Emma, and now tries to grab hold of Io. Manages to club her. Hooks her up. Brings her down, Tahana bomb, stacks her up top for the 2. Io's out of it. Staying alive in this match, and the former challenger, the inaugural challenger to the Ruby Belt. Sky in trouble here. Suffering big offense from Rodriguez, who's lining up Emma. Looking maybe to end this here. Hooks Emma up, pops her up high, brings her down, chokeslam, drops Emma down to the mat. Io tries to drop Rodriguez, cannot do so. Raquel hooks up Io, takes her up, Tahana bomb number 2, stacks her for the pin, and the count comes through. But Io's still in it, a 2 count. Sky still fighting. Emma now into the picture. Dragon Screw dropping Rodriguez. This bout, it's in an awkward state. Rodriguez has been dominant in the early goings. Io trying to maybe capitalize. Shote stops the kendo stick swing. Smart by Io. She catches the boot of Emma, stopping whatever Emma was looking for there. But Rodriguez into the pitch, and again, sledgehammer in hand. And she's looking to bury the opponents, going for the pin. But Io resilient as ever, kicking out in time. Goal-crushing finale from Emma as she picks up Io. Fireman's carry, spin out into the driver. Plants her down for the count. And no. Nearly. Emma almost stole it. Let's be honest, Rodriguez has been the firm favorite in this match so far. Controlled it through the early goings. Now it's Emma's time to shine through. Tries and does connect with the dropkick. But Io through connects with her own. The springboard offensive. The genius of the sky coming into the picture. He drops Emma and then drops Raquel with a DDT. Plants her center of the ring for a 2 count. Emma fighting back, has Raquel on the ropes. Some big knees, drops Rodriguez, and she catches the dropkick attempt of Io. Emma into the pin. 1, 2, 3. From out of nowhere, Emma strikes and takes out Io Sky for the win. Raquel tried to get back into the picture, could not do so in sufficient time, and all the hard work that Raquel Rodriguez did in this situation to Io Sky unraveled by the woman who wants it to be all about her. A big victory here for Emma. She opens up tonight's show victorious in capitalizing in the mistakes of her opponents. And this was that mistake. Raquel, all the work, the Tejana bomb stacked up Io, but not enough to finish and seal the deal. And several pinfall attempts from Raquel couldn't get the job done. It was at this moment Raquel's dropped, Io caught, spun out and planted. Tenille / Emma came through, scooped up a weakened Sky, and picked up the victory.
Here is your winner, Emma!
Beautiful victory for the Aussie as she secures the opener. Let's move into our second bout this evening. Well, this song wasn't on my match card in front of me, but it's Tiffany Stratton coming to the ring. She's in ring gear. Usually means she's here to compete. Last week, she was unsuccessful against Nia Jax for that Amethyst Championship.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
Well, Mike Rome just said this is a match that Stratton's coming out for. But I'm unaware of who her opponent is. This must be very impromptu, to say the least. Stratton looks ready. Maybe fire up here. Oh my, she's got a microphone. It looks like she's calling someone. No, she's issuing An open challenge. Very Liv Morgan-esque. Let's see if this works out for her. And who will answer the call? Oh, that's a pick.
And her opponent from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
The former IPW television champion. The Prodigy. Yes, she's gained that title back, but she deserves it. Roxanne Perez in the house tonight. Ready to go to war with Tiffany Stratton. Let's get to the tail of the tape on this one. Stratton, last week, a losing effort against the reigning Amethyst champion Nia Jax. Now going up against a former mid-card champion in Roxanne Perez. Arguably the tougher time to be a mid-card champion before we split the belts. Before we gained the Amethyst, Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, you name it belts here on Breakdown. The crowd behind Roxanne as we get underway. Stratton caught, just planted down to get this one going. And yes, last week in that championship bout, Nia Jax dominant against Tiffany. Just absolutely demolished her. Gave her no real chance in that matchup. And Tiffy, I don't think takes losses too nicely. Certainly is nice to see it, considering, well, she's obviously prior to the last 3 or 4 weeks, really not seen too much action here in IPW. Obviously drafted to Breakdown. Now getting the opportunity to shine on this show, and it is nice to see. Her opponent tonight, a woman also drafted to Breakdown, but she's had less chance, I feel. And that's surprising considering the pedigree that Roxanne has here in IPW, as that was a beautiful flatliner from Tiffany. But yeah, Roxanne, obviously former television champion, never really, I believe, got her championship rematch. The television championship was kind of hot potatoed quite a bit in its young reign as a belt here in IPW. I mean, bear in mind, there's very few women, or nay, men in IPW that have been able to defend their championships. There's a few names that stand out in terms of defending champions. One of which, obviously, Fallon Henley. The other in that title picture, I would say, is someone who defended their belt last week in Will Ospreay. The man knows how to hold the belt, knows how to defend it. Obviously, at City Limits, the belt's on the line again in a massive matchup there. But, yeah, as it stands, there are quite a few contenders, quite a few wrestlers here in IPW that will/won't put on the epic defenses. Roxanne put on, I believe, 1 defense, and then the belt slipped out of her grasp. And this was at, I would say, her lowest point in her arc. It was after her early feud with Fallon Henley, where Henley just usurped, took the Prodigy name. The crossface locked in here. Tiffany in trouble. Push tap to this hold. Won't do so. She fights out of it, but getting back on topic, yeah, Roxanne was at a low point here in IPW. Similar sort of story to Tiffany. Let's be honest, both of them suffered pretty bad losses to Fallon Henley. Obviously, the moniker of future of the business thrown around with Tiffany. And losing that moniker to Fallon Henley, Similar story with the Prodigy title to Roxanne, but Roxanne regarnered that title, became a stronger, more determined performer here in IPW, and has never looked back, let's be honest. Coming into Sunday, while she's not on the card, she'll certainly, and similar story for Tiffany, have her eyes potentially on some other opportunities here in IPW. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some big matches this Sunday. A 9-match card. It's stacked to the brim with talent. And there are some epic matches we'll go over after tonight's main event. But Tiffany landing that swanton into the pin off of it. There is a match that I think these two women may have their eyes on as well. Liv Morgan has yet again issued an open challenge for her Ruby belt. Last week, defended it in an open challenge versus Ivy Nile. And it was a dominant performance in that regard. Nile, obviously a massive star in the underground, got her opportunity here on Breakdown for the championship match, but fell short to Morgan, who we've seen do wonders and maybe can become a staple champ, maybe can be a pillar in the women's division here on Breakdown. We are looking to obviously get some solid performers, our mains, aces here in Breakdown. We're still developing talent. Tiffany and Roxanne still rising stars here in IPW. Their potential to grow still present. As well, we continue this match here. Focus turns back to what is going on. Roxanne piling the pressure on. Tiffany's really feeling it. As the stomp's being put down onto her ankles, she's forced back to a vertical base. Roxanne winding Tiffany up. Drags her to the corner. And Roxanne, we know, can work. She's speedy, she's agile, she's small, which isn't a detriment in terms of her style. Certainly more of an asset, but realistically, power. When you look at her, you don't think she carries or packs that much power in her offense, but she can certainly deliver. Pop Rock's such a phenomenal move. Just, it's the genius to utilize your opponent's momentum to swing them around. And she utilizes her excellent core, her lower body, to actually just thwap the opponent into the mat. Speaking of thwapping, Roxanne's body hitting the floor on the outside certainly is a thud that you don't really want to hear too often. Tiffany gonna follow her out and begin to keep the pressure on. Roxanne getting pulled to a vertical base, but Tiffany has her hooked up. Alabama slam on the floor. The head hits the, well, not concrete, but the very minimal padding. But Stratton can't keep the pressure up here. Roxanne fighting out the grasp of Tiffany. Comes through, hooks her up. No, not gonna plant her down. Instead, a back drop out from Stratton changes the angle of offense. And the action returns back into the ring. The count broken before it reaches 10. And now Stratton has Roxanne where she wants her. Drags her to the corner. Tiffy, a scoop and a slam. Roxanne's down. The pinfall attempt in for Stratton. Gets the 2 against the former television champ. Once more a pinfall attempt. This time only nets a 1. Not done with Roxanne. The punch connects in the corner. Plants her down. Going around the world. Corkscrewing into that splash. The pinfall attempt nets the 3. And Tiffany picks up a victory here. She wants to see it drop. No replay needed. Stratton, too dominant to get any highlights in this match. I mean, that cartwheeling Alabama slam on the outside certainly was big offense. But again, we're done with match 2. We move swiftly to bout number 3 here tonight. Well, the women's action continues to roll on here tonight. As we're going for a bit more hard-hitting, more brawler-style bouts. As the third bout features Jada Parker.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Port St. Lucie, Florida, Jada Parker.
A woman we've not really seen here in IPW too often. A term we're getting to say quite a bit tonight, but it's good to see Parker in the ring. As we say, hard-hitting action. Name of her game. She's already pointing the Glock at us. And she's going to come firing through with this offense. Hard-hitting. Big strikes. And well, the big booty shots are gonna hurt for whoever her opponent may be. Well, it's a woman who features in the underground intro.
From Fontana, California, Meechin.
This is more about that does suit IPW Underground, but we're getting it tonight here on Breakdown. And it's fair enough, the women's division needs to ramp up. We need to know contenders, for Christ's sake. Nia Jax, unaware of who her opponent might be next. As is Liv Morgan, let's be honest. So we need to ramp up in this women's division here on Breakdown. Let's find out who the number 1 contenders might be. We put into the ring some of the difficult top talent that we have got here on this brand. Well, 2 women's bouts down. Let's make it a third. Blow for blow, this is gonna hurt, and Meechin out of the gates early. Nice Hurricane Rana to kick this one off, and let's get talking about these 2. Meechin, obviously, a woman who is very much a big brawler. Has an Intercontinental Championship bout in the works. Obviously, against Julia in WWE for that one. Jada, on the other hand, really... Oh, big shot there, the booty call coming through. But she really needs to find her footing, obviously, on NXT. Not really seen week in, week out, but she is trying to make a presence felt on that one. Now going to be forced into action here on IPW. She's currently getting worked over here by Meechin, who just flapjacks her. I always wonder why that move's called a flapjack. That's a nice German suplex into the bridge as well. Gets a 1 count, but yeah, honestly, certain maneuvers, you question why they're called what they are. Like a flapjack is... It's a food, man. It's not even a move. Oh, big boots there from Meechin. Causing some trouble for Jada early. Just working her over. This is, obviously, we know Michin known for a bit of a brawling style, akin to holding a kendo stick, and really bringing that strong style offense in the women's division. Oh, vicious spinning heel kick there from Michin. Not even going to follow it up with a knockout blow. That boot might have done it. Springboard moonsault follows suit. Michin's starting to fire up. Comes through, grabs a hold of Jada, brings her down. Bulldog plants her center of the ring, and Michin's keeping it going. She's lining up Parker. Boot, though, is caught, and Jada now tries to grab hold of Michin, avoids the drop kick. Comes through, shot, hits onto Michin, sends her running up over the top. Now the punches fly, and Michin's forced to the outside. Jada getting a bit more confident in this one. And yeah, really, Parker, we've seen use that, well, her big hips. Hit some big shots in the ring. Obviously, I remember back to Breakdown Underground, our inaugural 2K25 show. And just looking back at some of the matches we saw there, I believe we got a few Underground matches, one of which did involve Jada Parker. A match she is known to compete in against Lola Vice. That was certainly a welcomed experience. Michin, a little bit cautious there, does manage to lift alley-oop Jada out the corner for a 2 count, but a little bit slow on that one. May have been able to have got the 3 if she sped it up a little, but delayed offense. Buys herself a bit of reprieve to recover some health, but this might not be the reprieve that Jada needs. Hook top and the knee connects. Cracking the jaw with that one. Michin hooks the arm up, but the blow through from Parker, she catches her off guard. Now Jada hooks Michin up, plants her down, facebuster. Drills Michin's head into the mat, and Parker, a chance to shoot for the win, goes for the pin. Down for the count, gets the 2. Michin's out in time. Shot for shots flying. Here to kick this one off. It's Parker. Tries to connect, neither woman able to do so, and now Michin takes the advantage. The quicker of the 2 women hits drop kick. Sends Jada to the mat, and now Parker in trouble. Michin lines her up through a big running knee. Drops Parker down, and Michin sizing her up. Combination of offense through. This is Parker now. Has a hold of Michin. Drags her to the corner. Not a place you want to be if you're Michin. You might get reprieve, but, well, she does utilize it to good effect. Tries to come through with DDT off the ropes. Can't do so. Parker tries to grab a hold of Michin, but she's caught almost immediately with a dropkick. Both women trading positions in and out the ring. Michin returns back, caught though by Parker, who sends her running a drop down. Tries to grab her, can't do so. Instead, Michin hooks the arm up, the knee to the face connects. And Parker in trouble. Michin hooks her up, eat defeat. Comes through the pinfall attempt. 1, 2, 3. No, nearly. I thought that was it. Michin had done enough. Parker absorbs the punishment, keeps in this match. The combination, though, comes through. It busts her open. The Pele finishes the combo off. And Michin in striking distance of the victory. Jada in the drop zone. Michin Flying through the air. Spiral tap connects. Not something you typically expect from Michin, but she lands it perfectly. Now, Jada in trouble. Sent running into the dropkick. Okada-esque in its execution. Michin flies once more. The moonsault connects this time into the pin. The win in her sights. Down for the 2. But Parker, staying alive, kicks out in time. Oh, vicious shot. Michin, unrelenting. The busted open Parker, feeling the wrath of Michin. Finally, a chance to shoot back, but Michin's too quick, too wise to what Parker's wanting to do. She sends her running once more. Nice. Belly to belly. Over the top suplex. Parker caught. The 2K comeback. Pele kick connecting. Michin into the pin. The kick could have been enough. And it is. In terms of a brawl, this was more or less a mugging. Michin controlled it. Jada had really only that booty call. The rest of it was all Michin with how this match went. Just fluid with her offense. She delayed offense. She timed it perfectly. Kept Jada guessing at all avenues of this matchup. And well, with it, she was able to not only crack the skull open of Parker, she was able to inevitably pick up the win. Realistically, Jada had nothing going for her. Michin had it all. And, well, she delivered it all. This performance. Honestly, puts her in good standing. In the Amethyst division. Nia Jax certainly would have been watching on for this one.
Here is your winner, Michin!
Obviously, no Nia Jax at city limit, but maybe there's a Michin there for the open challenge from Liv Morgan. We will have to see as we now advance into the latter stages of the show where the women's action dies down.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa!
Confidence on the face of Sikoa as he is approaching the ring for this bout. Backed up by G.O.D. Sikoa. As his song says, he wants it all. He's gonna take it all with force. There are a couple of champions in front of him he wants to face. And when there's a tribal chief in his path as well, a man who may walk out of city limits with that belt, that's if he survives tonight's main event. We'll see how that goes. Sikoa in action, looking to climb the rankings here in IPW. But to do that, terror is gonna hit the arena. Because Priest isn't alone.
And his opponent, accompanied by Rhea Ripley from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest.
The Terror Twins. Powerful. And very much into bondage. Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. Coming to the ring, it's Sikoa versus Priest. Let's just mention Rhea here to even out what two members of the MFTs can do. And honestly, that's certainly something that I think would happen. Solo watching on. It's Priest. Readies himself. We limber up our first men's match tonight. And Sikoa kicks us off with a clothesline. Honestly, two men could vie for Ospreay's title. But I think their picture, the sights may be set somewhere else. There's a big daddy Dre holding a nice sapphire belt here on Breakdown. That, let's be honest, it's an easier pathway to gold than through Will Ospreay. You can see Priest going that route. A lot of unsettled history between those two. Could be settled. But Sikoa, let's be honest, his eyes may be set towards Will Ospreay or whomever walks out of city limits with the belt. The Emerald Belt will be defended. Triple threat rules there. It's Roman Reigns and Adam Copeland challenging Will Ospreay for that one. And that's going to be our co-main event for the show. Honestly, it's a stacked lineup coming in on Sunday. Obviously topped off with that monumental main event that IPW management have put together. The fate of the women's division on primetime on the line in that. As we focus back in towards this match. A lot of early clubbing blows thrown. As now a waistlock is being applied by Sikoa. Priest takes down Sikoa into the side headlock. The mounted side position. Sikoa, nice head scissors, takes the neck and the chin of Priest, wraps him up in it. And keeping the pressure on. Priest in trouble. Referee gonna notice the work that GOD have done in removing that turnbuckle. And reattach it to its own corner. Sikoa, of the two, I'd say the slightly more powerful the enforcer of that OTC. And that's, well, he's getting ejected. God getting involved. And while they're not done, as I believe it was Tamatonga ejected, Tongaloa's still here at ringside. Could have been a DQ from our referee, but realistically, one single stomp to the boot of Priest isn't going to do damage. So Sikoa's still in this match. Tongaloa might not be for much longer as he's removed the turnbuckle pad. We've got a flying Uso on our hands. Sikoa's into the pin. Our referee quickly out of the corner, realizing a pin's happening. Gets down in time to call for it. Sikoa keeping the pressure on. Gets the 2 off it. Hooks Priest up. Not going to get standing solo. Instead, Priest hooks him up. Brings him down south side of heaven. Plants Sikoa into the mat. And south side of heaven, if you're unaware of what that is, it's hell. Drives him down there. And another word for hell is Tottenham. Priest again hooks Sikoa up. A second south side of heaven. Drills down Sikoa for the count. Only musters up a 2. Sikoa is resilient. Eats shots like it's no man. Eats another combination from Priest, who isn't done just yet. Pressure is on for Sikoa to fight back. Priest up, over. Slingshots the head into the mat. Sikoa fights back. Caught though, as Priest striking true. Priest very nimble for his size. You don't typically expect the sort of highly flexible offense that he brings from a man his size. As he heads up top. Sikoa in the drop zone. Caught with a leaping elbow. And the straps are coming down from the bondage Undertaker. Priest. Flatliner. Drills Sikoa into the mat. Ripley getting a good view. Almost a victory for Priest. As Sikoa, groggy, avoids that. Bit of offense from Priest. Hooks him up. Spike to the throat. Into the pin. Priest down, maybe out. No. Only a 2. Sikoa needs to keep the pressure on here. Priest in trouble. Locked in the walls of Jericho. Manages to grab the ropes for the break. Sikoa gonna be caught with a boot. But he comes through with a spinning heel kick. Bad maneuver there from Priest. Crawling into the corner. Sikoa's not going to charge in. Instead, just puts a boot to him. Takes the back. Brings him down. Back drop. Suplex. Heads up top. And I think we've got a flying Uso on our hands. Sikoa connects. Pinfall attempt. Down for the count is Priest. Down for the 2. Sikoa not done. Priest in trouble. Hooked up once more. But Priest fights out of it. A super kick drops Sikoa. Solo needs to find something that works. Stacks Priest up. Pinfall attempt. In for the count. Gets the 3. Out of nowhere. Sikoa steals it. And he does take it all. We said it as he entered. He's here to take it all. And he took all the offense from Priest. And then just last-ditch effort sealed the deal with that schoolboy. Priest unaware, unexpected of the pinfall attempt, falls prey to it. And while Sikoa, he ate a couple of South Side of Heavens. He ends up there in heaven with the victory. This replay showcased Priest's dominance. The straps came down and it was a different story. Different avenue of attack for Sikoa. He spiked him. Boom. Plants him down, and then Priest lost all real, understanding of how to play it. He got hit with a Sikoa splash. And then this. The roll-up. Steals it. For Sikoa.
Here is your winner, Sikoa!
A big victory for Sikoa. As we move to our co-main event. Number 1 contendership for the Tag Team Championships on the line. Well, let's get it. A shot at the winner of Trick Bounce versus the Usos at Semi Limit.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way tag team match. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 400 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, DIY.
If you are unfamiliar as to why this is a fatal 4-way for number 1 contendership, simply put, week 1, we tried so goddamn hard to get ourselves number 1 contenders. We had the New Day taking on the War Raiders. It ended in a draw by a countout. And IPW management had enough. They said, you know what? We're not allowing that to happen. Week 4 of this 4-week split. They've thrown the gauntlet down. Countouts are gone. DQ are gone. We are guaranteed a goddamn winner.
And their opponents, first, at a combined weight of 417 pounds, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day.
As neither of the two teams that well competed in that tag team bout were defeated, so to speak, they are still eligible to be number 1 contenders. So, they've got their shot tonight. You have to feel on Sunday night, the winner of this match will have close eyes on that championship bout between Trick Bounce and the Usos, the rubber match of that series. We welcome back some very angry Vikings. Who are ready for war.
making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 552 pounds, Ivar and Eric, the War Raiders.
Eric and Ivar. A solid unit of raw grit and power. Well, the capabilities to fly from the big man. And just freakish scare ability of the lanky one. The War Raiders are a formidable unit, better known as War Machine. From their ROH days, former New Japan Tag Team Champions, former WWE Tag Team Champions on both Raw and SmackDown. A dominant duo. Looking to keep their form rolling. But from Raiders to Good Brothers, we're stepping up for the OC. Gallows, Anderson, they're coming for you.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 505 pounds, the team of Carl Anderson and Lou Gallows.
The big LG and the machine gun. Set to go to work. No Styles, no Balor. Just pure OC goodness. Former tag champions on WWE. I also believe in NXT. Former TNA tag champs. Former New Japan tag champs. They've done it all. The team here with probably the least amount of championships is DIY. Which is a shocking statement to make. All things considered. It is a stacked lineup of accomplished wrestlers in tag team action. And we're underway with our co-main event. Fatal 4-Way. To decide our number one contenders out of City Limit. And we're getting a good old brawl to start this off. An early cover here from Ciampa. Gets broken up by Kingston. The OC trying to clean house as LG removes Woods from the picture. Can't send Ivar out. And now eats some shots from Ciampa and Eric. Expect shots to be flying. If you treat this like a normal triple threat or fatal 4-way, name the game really. Just survive. Watch on as the damage is inflicted. Hell, grab a weapon, it protects you. Like Woods is doing. Smart from Xavier. Biding his time on the outside. He is still keeping active. He's destroying the chances for Gargano. As the New Day return to the ring. They look to take out someone. Ciampa's planted. LG's planted. As is Eric. New Day controlling the ring. Nice neck breaker from Kofi. Pinfall attempt from Woods. Not going to get the two on the machine gun, Carl Anderson, but he is still able to get some control of the ring. Torture rack position. Oh! Torture bomb from Woods. A rack attack-esque maneuver. Puts Gargano down. Could have been a 3 count there if our referee was quicker to it. Woods hooks up Anderson, who smashes out of it. Gargano caught by Eric. Nice snap suplex. Kingston drops the boom, I believe, onto the big LG. Poison Rana from Gargano. Drilling Anderson. This is a spot fest if I've ever seen one. Woods tries to follow up his offense onto Ciampa, but Gargano flatliners him out, protecting his partner. Super kick to Eric. Sorry, to Ivar, who fires back with his own combination of kicks. Gargano caught in gut wrench and just tossed. Anderson power bombs through Woods. Could have gone over the top as a roll-up attempt here. I believe that's Gargano trying to steal it. Pin's broken up. Kingston's flying, tries to connect onto the big LG, can't do so. Instead, it's Gargano into the picture, trying to attack LG, but can't do so as Gallows hooks up Kofi. Choke slam sends him to hell. Pinfall attempt, Ivar breaks it up. Anderson too slow to that one. Can't protect his pinning partner. And the way to win this sort of match really is to just clear the ring of as many combatants, as many bodies as you can. There's two of you, you can double team up like what the New Day are doing to control the ring right now. Baseball bat in the hands of Kingston, who's going for the pin. The War Raiders there to break it up. As the chair's brought into the picture. Gargano distracting Woods there. Instead opts to attack Eric and then chops our referee, Eric. Big boot sliding through, drops him. Pinfall attempt from Ciampa onto the big LG. The ring's still filled. Our referee's been taken out. Woods is having none of it. No pins for the near future. Someone got busted open. I believe it was Ciampa. As Woods goes for a ride. Trouble in Paradise busts opened the Anderson as a pinfall attempt comes through. Eric's back up. Our referee's in the picture. Wait, it's not Eric, it's Kevin. What am I on about? Gargano escape, I think, was locked in. A pinfall as well. Action's just happening all over the place. Big LG has Eric up. Big LG swirling Eric into the corner. Trouble in Paradise connects. Kingston into the pin. Gargano's slow to get up. Anderson in, but he's too slow. And the New Day are #1 contenders. It's about time they get into the title picture. It's been a long 9 months of the New Day kind of being outsiders to that one. But finally, they're in the hunt. A shot at either Trick Bounce or the Usos coming out of Sunday. And that is going to potentially be an epic brawl in physical proportions. But yeah, this match, a lot of action in quick succession. It just was I'm going to say it, a fuckfest. 8 bodies in the ring at one time. And it was just this one Trouble in Paradise that was unprotected. Eric watching on, dazed in the corner. Gargano slow to his feet. Anderson slow into the ring. And there's the win for the New Day. Baseball bats and chairs scattered around the ring as Kofi twerks into victory. And could you imagine seeing this every week as tag champs? That would certainly be a sight. Speaking of a sight, it's main event time. And things are going to the extreme. Well, folks, after almost a month of back and forth between Big E and Roman, the score is going to be settled tonight. The OTC last week got involved in the championship bout between Copeland and Ospreay, inserting himself into the City Limits title match.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, Roman Reigns.
But before he gets there, he's got some beef to squash with Big E. Those two started a feud after Roman he had enough. He lost his championship shot. He didn't even get to the match against Ospreay. And now he's pissed. Now he just wants to destroy everyone and anything in his path. And up steps Big E. Gets in his way. He loses out in that number one contendership bout due to Big E's interference. So now Roman, he's seething. He's seeing red. And tonight, he gets to put his anger on full display and bring it to the man that cost him a championship shot last week. And with that in mind, Roman looks ready for this war. And let's be honest, if he takes so much damage here tonight, he's not got long to recover until City Limit on Sunday. You realistically want to come into that 100%. You might not be. We'll have to see, as we've still got a long match in front of us.
And his opponent, representing the New Day from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 285 pounds, Big E.
Big E looks ready. He's pumped up. He's wanted this shot against Roman for a while, and he's getting it. We've already seen Woods and Kingston secure a victory for the New Day. Is it Big E's time tonight to shut down the big dog? Roman looks ready. As does Big E. A referee issues for the bell and the main event's underway, and Big E chopping to begin. Roman reverses position, and yeah, last week Roman Reigns getting involved in that championship bout, stealing the championship, distracting Ospreay. While Ospreay was able to overcome the distraction and pick up the victory, came at a cost, really, for both Copeland and Ospreay. They both still have to face each other again at City Limits, but there's a third man in that match in Roman Reigns. This is kind of Roman's punishment for stealing the title. IPW management said, no, you don't get a title shot. You've got to finish your beef and squash it with Big E, who, let's be honest, right now controlling the early goings of this match, and is bringing in some lumber. Here's the table brought into the ring. Big E lifts up Roman. Dominator power slam. Sends the OTC crashing into the mat. Caught there as Roman planted onto the legs of the table. Pinfall attempt here by Big E. Remember, no DQ, and I believe no rope breaks in a match like this. Pinfall submission, the only ways to win, but weaponry is advised. Roman, obviously the more experienced of the two, obviously in a better position than Big E towards that championship side of things. There's a nice lariat there, catches Big E off guard from Roman. He's caught immediately with some clubbing blows, and the straps are coming down already. Big E sensing victory. More plunder being hunted. And that's a ladder. No, Big E placing it in a bridge across the ring. Draping over my announce desk. The body going through a ladder or running into that bridge is going to certainly hurt like hell. Big E sends Roman running into it. Puts him up there. No, Roman fights out of his grasp. Tries to strike back. Big E doesn't allow it. Instead, once again, Roman sent into the ladder. Put on top. This time just going to be snake eyes on it. Roman's head busted open. The Big E splash connecting on the outside. You gotta feel Roman having to absorb the pressure here of Big E. There's a kendo stick brought into the picture. Dumped by Big E. Who slides through, caught by Roman. Reigns catching Big E again. Has him up. And plants him on top of the ladder. Just tossing the full body. Hitting the spokes of each step. Big E's body must be feeling in tatters. Sent no. Reverses Roman. Either man going to go crashing. Not enough room to do so. Instead, it's Big E's head hitting the steel. He's chucked up. Turnabout is fair play. Roman got snake eyes and busted open. As does Big E. That ladder causing carnage already. Big E catches Roman. Hooks him up. Big ending. Out of nowhere. He plants Roman down for the cover. Gets a 2. Not able to win just yet. But a table brought into the picture. We've got a ladder bridge. We've got a table. A lot of objects to put someone through. But will we see it? Big E might be saying yes. Hooks Roman up. Stalling suplex. Squats with him. The head of Roman could go through. Won't do so. Thought maybe a brainbuster would have done the job. That would have been epic if it did. But Roman's in tatters. Big E. He's controlling the big dog. Roman, though, fighting back. Sends Big E running. Hits the table. And Roman has Big E up. Big E out the back door. Not going to take the shot. Never mind. Roman scooping a slam through the table. Big E is dominant in an Extreme Rules situation. But Roman's looking to even the playing field. A trash can brought into the ring, and that usually signifies he's here to take out that goddamn trash. Big E not having it. Has Roman where he wants him. Hooks him up. No, Roman backdrop reverses it. think Big E might have been going power bomb. Roman says no, hooks it in, guillotine applied. Then a Big E in trouble. Losing consciousness in this sort of hold. It's in deep, Roman lets go. Big E's back to vertical base, but he's Superman punched to oblivion. Fires back with a lariat of his own. Now the trash can brought into play. The bin hits Roman. And the pinfall attempt from Big E only musters up a 1, but he's done a lot of work here. Roman's taken shot after shot. Big E firing up, hooks up the big dog. A second big ending. This time he goes for the pin. Down for the count, Roman barely gets the shoulder up. Staying alive, but for how much longer? Big E fired up. Tries to shoot through with that punch, can't do so. Instead, he sent out the ring. Thought Roman may have been hoping he'd bounce back into a spear, but not gonna happen. Instead, the OTC goes hunting for a game changer. The sledgehammer ready to put an end to Big E. Big E not having it, sends Roman into the ladder bridge. Puts him up there. No. Clubbing shot. Make it a second. Big E. He can't be thinking what I'm thinking. No, he isn't. I thought he might go flying. He watches as Roman falls off the ladder. Realizing he's in danger. The spear connects. From out of nowhere, Roman spears Big E in half. Not able to get the win, though. And the tribal chief keeps the pressure on. U and the R usually the signifier for the spear. Sends Big E over the top onto the ladder. Roman, will he go flying? He's thinking. What does he do in a situation? Comes round. How's Big E off the ladder? Big E hooks up Roman. Military press. Dropped him. I thought maybe he'd gone into the ladder. Doesn't do so. Instead, it's a leaping Roman turning the tides. Big E caught. Powerbomb position. Drilled into the steel steps. Roman unfazed with the carnage he's causing. Strikes back, takes the back of Big E. Big time Blue Thunder. The U and the R comes through. Roman. What's he thinking here? Ladder bridge, maybe. Has Big E up. Snake Eyes off it. Tribal Chief lining him up for a Superman punch. Spear combination. He cuts Big E in half. But he can't finish. He is still closing in on victory. Big E fights back to his feet. Back and forth, bloody brawl. Your main event is certainly delivering between two men who really have pushed each other. Causing havoc wherever they go. Big E has Roman hooked up. Leg stump being pulled. The blood of both these men hitting the floor out here. Roman sent into the barricade. Big E's found himself a weapon. Roman's found himself a shoulder to block it. Fires back with a couple of shots. Big E catches Roman. And we're touring the ring with this main event. Big E keeping the pressure on. Roman in trouble, sent back to the ring. Big E follows him. Stomping away at the tribal chief, who's in the drop zone. Big E lining him up. Leaps from the top, shoulder block. Sends Roman to the mat. A spear connects from out of nowhere. That's a ball game if I've ever seen one. And the OTC victorious going into his championship match on Sunday. This back and forth affair between two big men. The power neither man really took advantage of. The destruction, the carnage of the weaponry. More for show. In the end, it came down to the bigger finish. 3 spears needed to put away the big boy in Big E. Roman didn't exit this match unscathed. He took his punishment. Couple of big endings. His head busted open on the ladder. He's going to be entering Sunday with potentially damaged ribs. But he's gone into worse with worse. He will be put to the test come Sunday. We are officially done with our card tonight. Let's wrap it up. Let's go and take a look after the official ending.
Here is your winner, Roman Reigns.
Let's take a look at Sunday's massive match card. As we're taken to the city's limit, Los Angeles, the home of our next live event. It is city limit, as we say, a stacked card where we will be crowning our inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions. It's Fatal Influence representing Primetime, taking on the Pure Fusion Collective. It is Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark taking on JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. It is going to be an absolute brawl for inaugural championship there. From that, we move over. It's a Sapphire belt on the line. It's Drew McIntyre versus Ken Shamrock. Anything goes. It's going to be extreme. Afterwards, the mixed tag belts on the line. Miz and Maurice, the It Couple, take on Alpha Academy. It's the rubber match of that symphony. Afterwards, we go over. It's going to be the Tag Team Championships on the line in a parking lot brawl. The Usos, trick bounce. They can't settle it in the ring, so they're taking it to the streets. Afterwards, we follow it. We enter our first big boy matchup. It's an Extreme Rules match. It is CM Punk. It is Kevin Owens. The turmoil is never ending, and it continues on a Sunday night. Then we move to our main events. Our first one up on the card. It is an open challenge for Liv Morgan's Ruby belt. Who will accept the call of the champion? Whoever goes into it gets the shot to beat one of the toughest champions we've got. It's speaking of tough champions, Will Ospreay, Adam Copeland, and Roman Reigns. That triple threat match for the championship is on the line. Who will walk away with the goddamn Emerald Belt? Finally, our last two matches of the card. It's the first. It is the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Cody Rhodes, the challenger. Samoa Joe, the champion. It's a big match. A lot of opportunity there for a first-time challenger in Cody Rhodes. Can Joe hang on to a successful title defense? And finally, our main event, the big one. It is the undisputed Women's Television Champion, Lyra Valkyria, battling the undisputed Women's World Champion, Fallon Henley. Both championships on the line. Winner takes all. It's gonna be a brutal ending to an epic night of action. 9 bouts, as we say on the card. A big docket, ending in a fantastic way. Strap on in. Sunday's gonna be kicking ass. I can't wait to join you there. I'll see you at it. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that stack, taking big